Today we're going to show you how to make a jerk rig. They're really simple to do. I've made them for years. The ones I have are about worn out, so we're gonna make some brand new ones. And stand by. This is going to be a great video. And now would be a good time for you to subscribe to Bandic Outdoor Television. Some of the things you're going to need when you start making a jerk rig is I always buy 10 foot of 1/4 inch PVC pipe, and I cut it into 30-inch lengths. Some guys like 24, but I really like to do mine a little bit longer. That way the decoys aren't going to be banging into each other when you pull on them with a jerk line. You're going to need a T, and it's in a 1/4 inch. There's two types of paracord that I buy. One's 5/32 and one's 1/8 inch. I like the 5/32 the best, but either one of them will work. I use some 3/8 washers. I'll show you what I use them for. I can also use a 1/4 inch PVC cap and drill a hole in it. And if you want to go really cheap, you can use a lid off a water bottle or a Pepsi bottle and just drill a hole in it, and that's the three things I use, and I really like the washers better than the others. You need some eyelets. You'll need some of my weed eater line that I always use, a 36-inch bungee cord, a small carabiner, and I buy 25 yards of paracord at Harbor Freight for about $4.99, and it comes in its own thing that you can wrap it up with. And we need a duck decoy. Actually, we need 4, and a can of spray paint. And if you notice, I'm using my old table today because that's what we're going to do, is we're going to do some spray painting. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to drill a pilot hole in the T. Actually, it's probably not a T. It's a 4-way connector. And I'm going to come in about 2 or 3 inches, and I'm going to drill a hole in one of the pipes. Those are pilot holes for our eyelets. What we're going to do is we're going to take our PVC pipe, and I'm going to put it in the connector. I'm going to take my paracord, and I'm going to run it down through the pipe. Remember, 5/32 is what I like to use the best. What I'm going to do on the end, instead of adding string or fishing line or whatever to it, I'm just going to take it and I'm going to tie a knot in it. After I put my washer on. I about goofed that one up, didn't I? And that's the loop you need that I like to use when I hook my decoys to it. And I'll show you how we do that in a little bit. Well, that stuff really tangles up quick on you, doesn't it? I'm going to take this and run it through my other piece of PVC pipe. Go ahead and put it in your. If this is the one you drill the hole in, make sure that you turn it to where it's in line with the other hole that you put in there for your two eyelets. I started out with 12 foot of this bungee cord. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to pull it up here to where it's got a little bit of play to it that'll hold it into place. I've already got my washer on. I'm just going to take and tie a knot in it. So I've got my other cord in case I have to untie it. I didn't get it tight enough or whatever. I can take it, change it. What I want to be able to do is I want to be able to pull these out and let them drape off to the side so they fold up. So that's just about perfect right there. So I'm going to take and cut this one off. And I put that in right inside the washer, right inside the pipe, or the 1/4 inch. What we're going to do is we're going to slide this through this PVC pipe. When we get it to the other end, we're going to take and put the washer on it. And we're going to tie our loop in it. That way it can't slide back out on you. Then I'm going to run this through because we've got our other line in there. I'm going to run this through here. And I'm going to run my last piece of PVC pipe through it. Or run the cord through my last piece of PVC pipe. I'm going to hook it together. Make sure you pull a little bit of it out before you put the loop in it, because you want to have a little bit of resistance on it. Okay, let's check it and see if it works right. And everything folds up for you. So we're going to put it back together. What I'm going to do now is I've drilled my hole here in my PVC pipe and my centerpiece for my eyelets. What I'm going to do is I'm going to glue that one in with Gorilla Glue. Just put a touch of Gorilla Glue on it. And that way, when it sets up, everything will fall to that side when you fold it up. That'll be the one that you don't take out. Now we're going to put our 2 eyelets in. I just drilled a pilot hole just big enough to get it started. What I'm going to do is put my screwdriver in here, and I'm just going to go around the circle to get it down there to where I want it. Yeah, knock everything on the floor, I guess. Okay. We'll put one in here. And the reason I'm doing this, putting one out here, is I want to run my line through both of them, so that both eyelets, so that it jerks the same way every time. If you're in the center, you could be spinning your decoys around in a circle. Okay. Now we're ready to paint. So let's clean things up. Let's paint this dang thing, and then we'll go ahead and finish up the project. For some reason, I keep calling the stuff I put through the pipe paracord, when in fact it is bungee cord. Real small bungee cord. So I apologize for that. Now let's get on with the video. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we want to take our 36-inch piece of bungee cord. We want to put it through the center ring, because we're going to put it through there, and then I'm going to clamp it down. I'm going to just take and squeeze it together so it can't get away from us when we put it in the water. If you notice, we got it all painted. We got our PVC pipe all painted. This is going to hook to your anchor that anchors it into place. So we're just going to leave that like that, and we're going to turn it over. And the next thing we're going to do to make this complete is we're going to rig our decoys. And I like to rig them the same way I do all the others. I've taken and put a ring in it, a loop in it. And if you want to watch how it's done, I've got 2 other videos on how to do it. With 12 inches of weed eater line. And that 12 inches is, we're just going to put it through the decoy. And I've got my little clamp here. I'm going to put my clamp on it. I'm going to make a loop. Big enough to put the carabiner through is all you need. Because all you need is about 10 to 12 inches on that PVC pipe for that duct to sit there in the water. And every time you jerk on it, it's going to move it. What I like to do it this way for is, when I start picking them up, I can put it on my carabiner that's hooked onto my waders. Our carabiner goes through that portion there, and we're just going to take and hook the carabiner right to this loop right here. And that's how I rig my jerk rig. I'll have 4 decoys on there at about 12 inches. So sits 12 inches in the water. And that's exactly how I do it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this rope, this paracord. Now I get the word right. I'm going to turn it over. And I'm going to run it through one end, through each loop. Run it through there, and through that eyelet, down to this portion here. I'm just going to tie it off, and that completes my jerk rig. And we're 25 yards away from the decoys with steel shot. If I shoot more than 25 yards, it's like just throwing steel into the air. So that's how we rig it. Now would be a good time for you to subscribe to Bannock Outdoor Television. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for your time.